Donald Trump is back in the Oval Office. From controversial executive orders to a bold inaugural address, his presidency has already made waves. Let's break down 10 key developments shaping America's political landscape under Trump 2.0. 1. Immigration Emergency Declaration. In one of his first executive orders, Trump declared illegal immigration at the U.S.-Mexico border a national emergency. This declaration allows him to deploy U.S. military forces to the border and drastically limit the rights of asylum seekers. He also designated criminal cartels operating in the region as terrorist organizations, intensifying the focus on border security. This move is expected to face legal challenges from immigration advocacy groups who argue it violates existing international asylum laws. 2. Targeting birthright citizenship. Trump's bold stance against birthright citizenship, protected under the 14th Amendment, has sparked intense debate. His executive order challenges the automatic citizenship granted to U.S.-born children of undocumented immigrants. This issue is likely headed to the courts, where constitutional law experts predict a prolonged legal battle. 3. Suspension of refugee resettlement. Trump also suspended the U.S. refugee resettlement program for 4 months, citing national security concerns. Critics, including the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR, have condemned this decision, arguing it undermines America's role as a global leader in humanitarian efforts. This measure aligns with Trump's promise to prioritize American interests above global obligations. 4. 1,500 pardons for January 6th. Defendants. Fulfilling a controversial campaign promise, Trump issued pardons for approximately 1,500 individuals charged in the January 6th, 2021 Capitol riot. Among them were prominent names linked to far-right groups like the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers. Trump framed this action as a gesture to heal the nation, but critics argue it further deepens political divides. 5. A golden age vision. In his inaugural address at the U.S. Capitol, Trump promised a golden age for America, focusing on immigration and economic growth. He vowed to repeal government diversity programs, recognized only 2 genders, male and female, and pledged to increase U.S. wealth and territory. His reference to renaming the Gulf of Mexico as the Gulf of America raised eyebrows both domestically and abroad. 6. Revisiting international agreements. Trump immediately withdrew the United States from the Paris Climate Agreement and rescinded Joe Biden's diversity and equity directives. He also overturned policies related to global warming and Israeli-Palestinian conflicts in the West Bank. Critics, including the European Union and climate activists, argue these moves isolate the U.S. on key global issues. 7. Energy independence and expansion. As part of his plan to declare an energy emergency, Trump reopened large swaths of federal land for energy extraction, aiming to boost domestic production. This aligns with his vision to make the U.S. an energy-dominant nation. Environmental groups, including Greenpeace, have expressed strong opposition, citing potential ecological damage. 8. The Bible controversy. During his swearing-in ceremony, Trump opted not to place his hand on the Bible, breaking with tradition. Instead, First Lady Melania Trump held 2 Bibles, the family Bible from his childhood and the historic Lincoln Bible. While not legally required, this deviation sparked debates about the symbolic role of religion in American political traditions. 9. A task force to shrink federal government. One of Trump's early executive orders established a task force dedicated to reducing the size of the federal government. This initiative targets regulatory agencies, aiming to eliminate what he calls bureaucratic overreach. Corporate leaders and political allies celebrated this move, while labor unions fear it could lead to significant job cuts. 10. Populist rhetoric and political divide. Trump's inaugural address painted a bleak picture of the U.S. political climate, condemning the weaponization of the Justice Department and the radical and corrupt establishment. His rhetoric continues to resonate with his voter base, but draws sharp criticism from opponents who argue it undermines institutional trust. Closing. Donald Trump's second term is kicked off with a bang. Bold promises, sweeping executive orders, and a vision to reshape America's future. Whether you agree or disagree with his policies, one thing is certain: Trump is redefining the political playbook once again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's keep the conversation going.